Hey guys, once again welcome back to your big guy channel. As you can see in this video, we'll talk about the most underrated Excel functions. Probably most people are not aware about those functions, so we'll be talking about all the tabs here. We'll be covering from all tabs few functions which are actually there in front of us, but we hardly use them. Not because we do not know that they exist, but we probably do not know how to use them. So right, let's get started. If you haven't subscribed my channel so far, so do subscribe for such amazing and information videos. All right, so let's go. The first function I'm going to talk about is this one. Alignment. Yes, of course, you know these three alignments: left, right, or center. All right, but are you sure if you know about those three functions up there? So if you want to use them, go click in any cell and click here to make it on top, bring it in the center, and bring it at bottom. All right, so these three functions mostly people do not use, which is already there in front of us in home tab. And another function I'm going to talk about is in format. In format, there is the best function is there which we do not know, like default width. How do we know our column width is how much is? So click here on default, you know that the column width is how much? Default is 8.43. All right, so this function most people also do not use. They do not know what is the column width. And for instance, you can also use other functions out there, right? Auto fit row height, auto fit column width, like this. Now it's settled, right? So these are the functions which we hardly use from home tab. And now I'm going to talk about another function which is very important as well: condition formatting. We hardly use condition formatting, and condition formatting is an amazing tool. There are many functions are there. Like example, if you want to highlight the data which is duplicate values, for instance, you can simply click it. See, it's done. It's seconds. Now undo, control Z. Let's talk about the next insert tab. In insert tab, there are many functions which we do not use, but I would say the least we use is symbol function. By click in here, we don't use a symbol function. Like symbol, I want to put trademark for something, you insert it. Okay, I believe it's twice. Yes, it's here. So s- symbol function can be used for many reasons, so you must use symbol function as well. All right, because you can see the arrow, directional, many other functions are there. You want to put any arrow somewhere like this, you see, and here I will write what I actually need to write: subscribe. See, it's beautiful, right? So this function, it's very least used. And another function is hyperlink. I will put in this one hyperlink. Click here, and you want to place in the same document. You can go in here. You want to place where sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Example, I want to put in sheet 2. I say okay. And now if I click on here, I will directly go to sheet 2, and which is this one here. Now I go to sheet 3, sheet 2. All right, so now this hyperlink function also is very important, so you guys use it as much as possible. And next, in the page layout, the least used function is orientation, portrait, landscape. Most people are unaware of that function. This is there, it exists. Okay, so use it, use it. Another thing, this sheet options are there. You want to view the grid line or no? Remove view. See, headings, remove view. In for those function down there is for print. If you want the grid line to be printed, then you can click. If you don't want grid line to be printed, then unclick here while you print. All right, so this function is very important, and most people do not seem to think about that function while printing. And another one is background. Actually, you can search anything and you can add anything actually in the background. For instance, automatically came rows. Okay, you select any one of them. Okay, the picture cannot be downloaded for some reasons. All right, now it's being downloaded. Window enhance meta live or JPEG. Which format? I wanted an example JPEG, let's say. An error occurred. All right, so this function is basically bringing, yeah, it's not working in my computer, but this function is very important as well, and most people don't use it to insert anything. Anything means you understood. pictures I'm talking about. The next function I want to talk about is in formula tab. In formula tab, actually there are many functions which we don't use, but the least used ones are auto sum. You click in here, done, enter. See, that function also exists in home tab. Of course, you will say it here. Here it is. Yes, here it is. And now we are already in formula bar. And another function, the important one, is these three functions actually. Trace precedents. So if you click here, it will show that where is this data came from. Now you can remove the arrow, and now the dependence, if you click, means where this thing is depend on what. Example, if you change this number, it will make impact on what, on those two things, because there is a formula. You can remove arrow. So those two functions we use very rarely in formula tab. And error checking also, sometimes we seem to forget that there is an option here to check errors if there are. So there is no error in the sheet. All right, the next one, data tab. Data tab is very important, but before that I wanted to show the other thing. I believe I also miss. See, these are the things I'm talking about. Say most people miss, even since I'm already covering those which are most underrated Excel functions, and I'm still missing out all those things, you know. So, for instance, we go. There is format tab which comes when you click on the picture already. Okay, and here the most function. I mean, the function which we least use is rotate. In rotate we have, see, options. It's beautiful options here: flip, horizontal, vertical, left, right, 90 degree. You can use this function also to change the image. Okay, let's go back to topic. We were here in data tab. In data, what we hardly use is flash fill and data validation. Flash fill is very important function. Flash fill works how? Okay, example, this is how flash fill works. Here is written the full name. If I want to write only the short name, RA, spell should be correct, yeah, SS. And next is MADION. The second one also I need to type RAJI. Next one is KUMAR. Now, actually, first I will delete those because it's gonna be an hindrance. This one as well. Now, if I want to click here, flash fill, it should fill actually the name, but it didn't. Next one, Hashiv Khan. Okay, so flash fill, it is still not working for some reason, but this is how the flash fill works actually. All right, so let's try one more time. Flash fill. Now you want, okay, RAASMADION. Now you can click on flash fill. Couple of example is asking. Okay, next. But it's a very important function, very nice function. It helps save you time a lot. Like, let me try again. Why is this not working? No. Holy. Okay, so I do not know the reason why the flash fill is not working, but this is how it actually works to fill out the data automatically itself. Okay, so since it's not working, we go to the next sheet and we try again here. Okay, example, I'm going to delete this. Now I will type ROHN Rohan Sharma. Basically it should work like this. All right, if you click here, it will fill all the data itself. So this is what I was talking about, the flash fill function. This is how it works. And next function, what people don't use is data validation. You click in here, list Especially people choose list, but they forget that you can also put date in data validation. Start date, example 0101 2001, end date 0102 2002, example. So now there should be a validation, but since there is no validation created here, because this is what you need to do. It says ignore blanks. All right. Okay, so basically data validation function, this is very rarely used function, and you can put here message, you can put error alert. Like in this cell, if somebody types something, you can also get a message. Do not type here. Type here malfunction, just for an idea. All right. So this is alert. Title, no typing, no message. Okay. So this gives like this. Okay, so this is what the basically meaning of making data validation. Or you can also make list, which I believe almost everyone knows. So basically you select the list and you go on the source, you take any list whichever you want, click OK, it will create a list like that. So this is how data validation function works. So basically these are very least. Also the group, ungroup, and subtotal, those functions are also very least used. But the people who of course knows Excel very well, they know how those functions work. So you can create group of row, group of columns, like that. So this is basically the column group, and you can remove it as well. You can ungroup columns. Okay, you can group also rows if you wish to, like this. So here is the group created. Okay, and ungroup. Okay, so these functions up from the data tab. From review tab, we will talk about the new comments. Mostly people do not know that you can write a comment here. Here you are. Okay, this video may be a little lengthy, but trust me, it's very informative. So okay, now how do we delete it? Right click and delete comment. Okay, so those are the functions which from review tab least used, like adding comments or translating anything. Next, we talk about the view tab. In the view tab, again, I will say those functions like formula bar, heading, grid lines. These are there in front of us and we hardly use them. And also switching windows. If you already open 2 or 3 macros people are using it, or this zoom 100% function, or zoom to selection function. Click here, zoom to selection. So selection is zoom. Now you go back to 100%. So this is how you can go back 100%. So this people basically least use. I will not talk about developer tab mostly because most people they do not have it in their PC. This developer tab, it's all about developing, and we'll talk about this in a next video. So this is it for this video. If you think guys there is anything which I should mention here and it's not there, please share in the comments below. And hope you like the video. Please do subscribe to my channel once more, and see you next time. Take care.